You're welcome. I got mine up, so you can.
You're ahead of me, I can get mine up.
It keeps going in and out, but so far it's all right, so.
It says
Yeah,
in the
what's that
attachment, but it
then?
won't mind.
Pardon
Okay,
me?
let's,
That's way bigger. Where
This
did you get that?
This is the newer one.
Oh, I thought they were going smaller.
No, well, there's two sizes. This is the larger size.
He's upgraded.
it
It's
doesn't
easier
fit
to
in my
read.
You know what
pocketbook.
happens when you get old? You need things bigger.
More reminders, Post-its everywhere. Yeah, I'm living the life, Jay, I know.
There are some things that are not bigger when you get old.
I'm so staying away from that.
So no Quinn, she
Okay.
emailed a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, to say she couldn't make it.
Okay, I'm gonna use yours because mine won't come up. Okay, let's start. Yeah, we can call the meeting to order. We've got everybody here that's coming, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we're recording.
Mhm.
Okay, secretary's report, did it get read?
I did make a few corrections, and I included I believe it was first in your packet.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
What'd you
After
correct?
the agenda.
Oh, is this the corrected one?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
those are, it's like the minutes I corrected. There was
Okay,
an
yeah.
X.
What are you talking about there? There's the minutes of June and then there's the whole big package of 54. Which one are you looking at?
Just the very first part of,
The minutes
The
right
minutes.
now.
You're looking at the June minutes.
yes.
June
Okay.
14th minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't have any other,
Questions, comments, motion?
Motion to accept it.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? Secretary will.
We always look to him for discussion.
I got it.
Oh.
But it keeps going. It's here, but it won't come up. Okay. Okay, next, the treasurer's report. What's going on? Sorry.
so I included fiscal as well as the monthly for June, July, and August. The fiscal year was affected by the one-time personnel need for full-time salary line, as well as it was affected by a bad year, basically, on investments. That's what the upshot of it is. So the fund balance went down to about half of what it was. We can build that up relatively slowly. But we will, it's going to be an imperative of mine to get that back up. And as far as July and August go, we're basically right on track. We've encumbered everything that we needed to encumber in good order. And there was one misapplied payment for $3,000. I believe it came out of
Was that the gifts to the
an
library?
expenditure line. No, it was an expenditure line for non-print media. And in reality, that should have come out of print media. It's on the July 2016 expenditure report. It's about 8 entries down. You'll see a remaining balance of minus $3,000. But that actually should be up in the books line. Just miscoded. That's about all the notes that I have on this. I do have the balances for the different funds. The Caler Fund is currently at 337.6 thousand. The Wheeler Fund is at 143.1. Legacy is at 34.1, and that's going to go up a little bit with the contributions from the Gene Kong Memorial. I figured that that's where all of the trustees would want to send the Gene Kong Memorial funding. So believe that was $1,600. We did get one final check that put it up into the $1,600 range. The total addition to the legacy fund. And then the Plainville fund is at 192,000.
Where are the funds shown on these reports?
They're not.
Okay, but you said that there was a decrease of half and it was shown on here?
No, that would be like when you're looking at the fiscal year revenue, fiscal expenditure.
Not the expenditure summary.
Revenue summary.
Okay, I'm looking at the revenue summary.
For fiscal. So appropriated, oh, actually, you know what, this doesn't show that. I'm so sorry. It's basically when this, oh, actually, it should be the very first one, expenditure summary, 2016.
Wait, no.
Yeah, now, expenditure summary?
You're looking at the expenditure
Yeah,
summary.
it's the very first page of that.
Very first page.
Of that financial snapshot.
Okay, monthly, not the monthly expenditure summary.
Right, it'll go from,
Not the monthly, are you looking at the monthly expenditure summary?
no, it's 2016 to 2016 for
The
01.
first,
I believe it's the very first page of that.
first page.
Well, I understand it says the first page. I'm looking at the first page and it says Town of Plainville monthly expenditure
Oh,
summary.
yeah.
And then under that fiscal year.
Fiscal year 2016 to 2016. Okay, fine.
So, we used 103.17%. We were under by 23.7. That takes into account basically Peter's salary, Peter's payout. But there were, if you factor also in bank fees and investments up at the top, although it won't necessarily show on here, that affects our fund balance.
I'm missing something.
Me too.
You said that we had a fund, the investment funds depreciated by half. We lost
No,
half.
the balance.
The balance in the investment funds went down a half.
No, I didn't say that.
What exactly, so,
That's what he sounded.
The fund balance, that's our, the town sets aside a roughly 10% of an operating budget for all the departments, and ours is roughly $100,000, or it was $100,000, and now it's more like 55 or 60.
That's the money that we use when we have to kind of compensate for
Yeah.
our budget.
Right.
That's
but
that
that's
fund.
not the money that we get from that's not our investments.
No,
Correct.
no.
Okay, I misunderstood you.
I probably didn't.
It sounded
Delineate it?
exactly what he heard,
Okay.
what I heard. I'm going, okay.
I apologize for not delineating.
That's gonna be a whole lot of dollars to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so in other words, that 100,000 is now 50, but that's something that the town set aside,
Yep, exactly.
and they reduced it because?
Well, there was the
budget.
Peter payout,
Mhm.
and also the investments in our funds do tend to keep that afloat and keep it more healthy. But because they had a bad year, that the money we expected to get from that wasn't there.
What do the investment in our funds have to do with what the town sets aside?
Because it's operating expenditure, it all goes into operating expenditure. They count that as revenue.
Huh? I thought you said the town set aside $100,000 for us.
Over the course of time, that fund balance can grow or shrink, but at any town department, it's like sort of like a savings bank.
But what does
Savings
our
account.
investments have to do with that?
Because all the investment income goes into income
The
for the
town
library.
investment.
The money's that come
No, I'm
in.
talking about our investments.
No, not ours, the town.
Oh, the town's
The
investment.
town's investment,
And
not
because
our,
they didn't
not
do
our
real well?
personal investment.
Okay, that's the town's investments,
Right.
not the money that we
Not
have
the-
set
not the
from
Wheeler
the Wheeler
fund.
and all this other
That's
stuff,
not the Wheeler
correct?
fund or any.
You're
That's not how I understand that. As I understand it, the balance of those funds, the income that we expect
When you
as
say
the
those
library,
funds,
You're
you
talking about
mean-
Wheeler?
You're talking about Wheeler,
the four funds, yeah.
yeah.
Those help to keep, those are counted as revenue, and they help to keep the library afloat.
But I
Right.
thought those funds had nothing to do with the town.
they're still counted as revenue.
Yeah, but maybe I'm missing something. I was under the impression that the money that we had, like in the Wheeler and those, that had nothing to do with the town.
Yeah, it
Period.
would, because it would be part of our budget, so,
No,
The amount of
but
money-
Or
but
maybe
you're not,
take it out.
no,
the town can't control it.
no, the town
No,
The
that's
doesn't.
town
us.
can't take
Should
it.
be used for Peter's payoff.
Right, but it's only used for, I mean, it's,
But the town can't count that as.
oh, that's true.
That's
They
what
don't
I'm
count
trying to
as
say,
their
the
money.
town can't count that as
It's their
money
money.
belongs to them, so
Oh.
maybe am I missing something?
No, I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing.
I don't know the answer to your question.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not a financial
Neither
guy.
am
I'm not a
I
financial.
think I do, Ken. If you just say fund balance, nothing else. Over the years, like if we spent a little less money than we were given to budget, it went into the fund
Fund
balance
balance.
for future needs.
Right.
Rainy day funds.
Okay, not balances in our 4 funds, fund balance, that's the accounting term.
Okay.
And the last couple of years, we've had to tap into it, and then almost
That I
every year.
understand
Okay.
that.
But that's what he's
That's it.
talking about, that went half.
So you,
Because we had to use it.
but
Yeah.
getting back to the money that we had donated, like the Wheeler funds, that has nothing to do with this. It's not directly related to that fund balance.
Not directly.
Correct.
No.
That
It
money
just is
comes to
counted.
the
That
library.
makes sense, I understand that, that's no problem.
It's counted for what?
It's counted as revenue, as income.
But we give you what we vote on at the end of the year and said, we'll give you another additional money, is that what you're saying? Does it go for Peter's salary though?
Well, that's
He
probably
said
where they took
He
the
had a
money
He had a
from.
buyout
The buyout.
He had a buyout, yeah.
at the end of,
Yeah.
he had.
You know, it's
basically just sick
vacation
time and
time.
I know,
and
but it
sick.
doesn't seem right that they would use
They
our
don't, it's
investment
just,
money
it's
for
just
that.
money.
It's-
No, well, no, it's not just money,
You know what I
it's
mean?
our
If I was-
money.
But it's gonna
It's-
come from
yeah.
one of our funds, it had to come from,
That
It didn't
is-
come from your funds, it came from the fund balance, the
Okay.
rainy day
Yeah.
fund.
But what I'm getting at is that the
That's
money that
interesting.
we
That's where
have,
it came from.
that we own, that is our money, that is the library's money, we can do with it as we please,
Yes.
well,
okay? And the town can't count that. Because if we decide in 1 year not to spend anything or use anything from that money,
no.
Well,
I don't-
the only difference there would be, and I've only been here a few years, but 2 years back, when they were, 3 years back, they were talking about how much of a percentage of our dollars we had, and they wanted us to donate more to it. as
Exactly.
compared to taking from the town.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
And they had
as part of-
they reduced our fund
Correct.
to a certain
Exactly.
percentage.
That's
they
what I'm
can ask us, but we can say no.
But then we
And then
lose
they
out
didn't
on
give us-
But that's
Sundays or
not the
whatever.
point. That's not the point. That is our money to do with what as we please. If we say to the town, yes, we'll follow your directions, then we're giving up that right to do with the money as
That
we
is correct.
please.
Absolutely.
So we are, I want to make that very, very, very clear. That is our money. It is the money owned by the trustees. It's the money controlled by the trustees, and the town has nothing to do with it. We can go out and say, yeah, we'll throw some of that in, but if in 1 year we decide not to, the town can't force us to do
No,
that.
they can't
No,
force
no,
us
they
to do it,
can't.
but we may give up a service.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
It's
fine.
still
That's
our
not
I
choice.
think we did have a debate
Yeah.
on that.
We did,
I remember
yeah.
that. We-
Every
our
year we
Sunday-
have
Question of
Sunday
what
nights.
days we're gonna be open and what we're not.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Sundays or
Yeah.
Who
Sundays.
pays and.
But I really, really think that, it has to be very, very clear. It is our money.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is our money.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but, it is, I'm being very emphatic about it being our money, period. It's not the town's money. The town can't tell us what to do with it. They can ask, they can suggest, and we don't have to do what they have to say.
I
True.
think he's right, because if we're going after
Yeah.
people for money,
Yeah, I don't disagree with you,
yeah.
but it's a
Yeah.
question of, and you know this.
We have to
It's
get
just-
along,
Yeah.
I have no
Exactly.
problem with that,
Get
none
along.
whatsoever. But I think we ought to understand that that is our money.
Yep.
People give us this money
Right.
for
Yeah. I
a
agree.
specific purpose.
I
Right.
mean,
Not to pay for somebody's sewer bill, not to pay for the sewer treatment
No, but
plant.
Or
it
even
was
paying
money,
a
it
Peter
was money in
payout.
our budget it was money in our budget. I'm not disagreeing with you, but where the money came from
Right.
was that we were
I
able
think
to
the-
save money that was in our budget, and therefore we
Right.
kept the, we
I
were
understand.
able to keep the money.
Right, I think the key point being is that if at the end of the year, we're hypothetically, I'm just gonna use a big number or whatever, $500,000. We use 450 of it, there's $50,000 left over, we put that over into the
Right,
fund
fund
balance.
balance.
Now that was not money that we had, it was money that was given to us by the town, or we agreed to a budget, so those dollars go over there. At the end of the year, we have to figure out what to do with that, whether we put it in and leave it in the account, or otherwise in the fund balance, that's part of what that is.
Right.
I agree with you on that, on what you're
Yeah.
saying, it's just a question of where those dollars are coming from.
No,
If they're dollars coming, if you gave a donation and said, put that over there to buy books, whatever, put it over there, that's a different than from what's left over from the fund, or from the budget, per se.
Okay, now the other thing is the money
Yeah.
that they give to us, and if we, let's say we don't spend $10,000,
Right.
That goes into the fund, yeah.
that
in
goes in
fund
the fund.
balance.
Now, here, why, one of the questions is if we're very conscientious of our spending dollars and making sure we make every dollar, every penny count, why should we be penalized sometime in the future because of that? I mean, that, seriously.
Yeah, but that's-
I think it's pardon me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, you go.
I think it's a strong word to say penalized as compared to, those are dollars that are there. If they decide they want them back because they were monies given to us to run our budget.
And we
yeah,
did.
we were very good about doing what we should do, and
Right. Our thing is, we
Good
don't
price.
spend, like some people at the end of the year, they'll buy paper
Spend it
clips
or
to
lose it,
take
yeah.
the
My
budget
wife
right
just
to where
uses
it was,
Yeah.
and
my
we don't
wife
do
works for
that.
the city of New Britain, and usually about June 15th, she's
Right.
given an order to spend as much money as she can spend, because if they don't spend it, they ain't getting it back.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
But
spend it or lose it.
The thing that I
It's a
think
system.
the board has to understand and appreciate, and correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, we are, even though we're a town library, we are trustees, and we are trustees of not only the money that's given to us by bequest and gifts, but the money that the town gives us.
Yeah.
Once they give it to us,
It's ours.
it's
It's
ours.
ours, we
It's
have
ours.
complete
Spend as
control.
best we
It's ours,
can.
we're not
Yeah.
fighting that.
No,
We
I
agree with
understand,
that.
but what I'm trying to say is if we do a good job in managing our money, we have to, these are things we have to sort of think about in terms of how we're gonna deal with the town. I understand that if we say to the
I
town,
think that's
we're
a-
not gonna give it back, we're gonna use it.
I think it's a
We-
very good argument, and I think it's something obviously Doug's gonna have to deal with going forward. But I also think, as well as I think you'll know that, the economy right now is not good, ain't looking a whole lot better for the next few years. And there's gonna be times we're gonna have to look at our budget and go,
Yeah, now the fund budget, we can do that with. The furniture budget, which we have, that's really ours.
right.
Any
That's-
money that's
nobody can
given
touch
to
it.
us, aside from what the town, what we say from the town, is ours.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Period.
Exactly.
The
Right.
town can't tell us that we have to spend it on a book or a pencil or whatever.
no, that's true,
No,
They can tell us indirectly that by saying, we're not gonna give you,
right.
a
Well, but again,
bump
it
up."
goes back to what you said, other than what they've given us as part of the budget that we've given, if we've saved it and done really well with our spending and so on, but at some point, technically, it's still their money.
It's a reservoir that we can go,
Right.
yeah,
Well, yeah, and I don't mean to belabor the point,
yeah, okay. that's-
but, and here, one of the things I think, and we should really think about this, is that we do a darn good job of managing this facility and making sure every dollar is accounted for. You remember when you came in to the high school, you were what, the first sophomore class?
Freshman.
First freshman class, okay, first freshman class.
Make her think back, go ahead.
Okay, you're the first freshman class, and that auditorium was a beautiful auditorium, absolutely gorgeous. Towards the end, they hadn't done anything to it. The track was a wonderful track, and they didn't do anything up to it, and they could, you know, and that's because nobody spent any money to keep these things up. We have this money, and if we can use this money to help keep the capital improvements.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, these are capital
Yeah.
improvements.
But no, that's what, you're not listening to me, you're not listening to what I'm saying to you, is if we have that $10,000 and all of a sudden we realize we can take something and fix this building so the town doesn't have to spend $40,000 5 years from now.
But that's,
But we do
part of
that.
the, but
We
that's
do
part
do
of the
that.
argument.
We do
when-
that.
When
Yeah,
he
but
has to go for budget.
I know that, and you and I are in the same boat, and
Right.
what I'm trying to say
You realize
is,
that's the first time in 4 years?
no, it's not, no, but seriously, we have to think about this, if there's capital improvements. I mean, I understand where the town is coming from, but on the other hand, we have this building here, and we have this structure. I don't wanna wait 40 years and have the town come back, and when we come back to the town, say, geez, we gotta get this whole thing fixed, because it's now looking like a piece of crap.
No,
But that's
But
what
we
we've
haven't
done, we've
done
done that with the clock
I was- we
tower.
did
I
that.
understand
We did
that.
That with the-
We
we've
did
done
that
that
with the auditorium. We've
auditorium
done
with the
that.
I
water.
understand that, but I'm just trying to tell you that I
Okay.
think that's,
Right.
All right, we'll
Okay.
belabor it
Yeah.
as we've
Enough.
gotten the point.
That's good.
We understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like a motion regarding the treasurer's report, please.
I make the motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
Second,
I'll second.
okay, and secretary casts vote. Librarian's report.
Okay,
Was that much?
it is a,
Statistical.
Yes,
Aren't
it-
you glad you're back?
I am.
Aren't you glad we're back? Welcome back all, by the way, yeah.
It's a long report and,
It's in here.
it is thick. But just ripping through the highlights. quickly.
I
Brevity is
didn't
the
print
soul
that
of
all,
wit.
Julie.
We
I didn't
had
print it all.
what I consider to be a truly amazing summer.
I noticed that. and
Did a
this
lot
is
of
a
activities, a
pocket,
lot of
so-
cleanup. We proved we can run adult programs independently of the Friends if we need to and as we want to. And that's an important step for this library. The children's department had a ridiculously successful year. Statistics in August went up just a little bit compared to last August. The amount of effort that took was astounding. It was a lot of work, and I credit the children's department with that. They run around like chickens with their heads cut off every day, all summer. We did serve 659 meals in the auditorium with the public Plainville Hunger Action Team. No major spills. Nothing ground into that old carpet. You know, I was kind of hoping that somebody would spill some huge thing of chocolate milk, and we could really say, you know, well, that stain's going to be.
Who
on here.
uses the meals?
It's anyone
Is
aged
it-
18 or under, any child.
Okay.
That's the under, quote unquote, underprivileged.
Yeah, we're in a.
I think it's
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
They were doing,
It is.
quote
Yeah.
unquote, doing the parks and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's
It's-
a winner.
There's a
Yeah.
federal
Signed it.
And
calculation.
there's a word, I don't
Where,
remember.
I
where
know.
there are
what it is,
zoned
but-
areas, we just happen to fall in
Children
those
in
areas.
need it.
For this area. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
I
they
came
don't
down here.
card or identify people. You can, if you're 18 or
You're
under,
not
you can
under
just come in.
18.
No, but I came in just to see how it was, I came in just to see how it was run one day, and just curious as to what was going on. I mean, they had a ice cream freezer down there, so
Yes.
that, they brought in stuff that they kept there for the
Cool.
entire time that they were there. And there were, what I was interested in was whether there were monitors that from the organization or whatever. And there were 2 or 3 women who actually approached me
It's
as I
nice, it's
came
a hot
in.
summer,
And
too.
yeah, and it was, cool down there, and there were
Yeah.
whole families down
They
there.
gravitate into the library to see what's going on?
Half the time, yes. Half the time, no. It was kind of puzzling. It depended a little bit on the weather, a little bit on what was going on for
Yeah.
those folks that day. You had some folks that came early, went to lunch, stayed late, and some folks who just went in and out so fast that you could hardly see them. They were a blur. The passive programming in there went very, very well.
Passive program?
Not something that Erica or her staff had to stand there and do. It was more like Thursdays are board game days. Board games were the most popular component of it, so the kids would take a board game of their choice back to the table and the family would play the game while they were eating lunch, or coloring, or whatever it was. She came up with some really good ones. And there were some snafus. One day we didn't get a food delivery. And I had to, yeah.
Small problem.
Just a
I let it
bunch of
rip.
hungry
I mean,
kids.
I'm pretty mild-mannered, but I was really, really mad. So they never did that again. And there were a few times where the volunteers who were tasked with showing up didn't show up, so we would have to scramble. And luckily, I was here and Erica's here, and we just kind of pull together, and it magically happens. It's like a great big, wonderful Judy Garland musical. Hey, we need some things here. Our website, which is the reason this is up, is this close to being deployed. I had hoped to show you the full-blown website. We're still maybe a week away. When that launches, Erica and Carrie and I and all the staff are very excited to put most of our actual work product on there. But I think it's going to make a real impact in terms of digital circulations and digital content for the community. Totally free. You've already paid for it.
Will it be easier to get into the
Yeah,
digital stuff?
it's getting easier and easier. I know even these days when I go in with my smartphone, I consider myself fairly sophisticated. But from time to time, I'm just like, I don't understand what they want me to do here.
Yeah.
So, if you can read the barcode off the back of your library card, that should be all the access you need. If you're in the building, it's just free. It's just free to do. And the Gale Virtual Reference Library is fully compatible with Google. It's not a checkout, you just own it.
Okay.
So if you want to go in and get Fly Tying for Dummies or something like that, whatever book you can think of, we'll buy. You can just download it to your Google Drive, Google Books. You own it forever. We get a checkout out of it, but it's a fantastic thing.
It goes without saying, once it's up and ready, make sure we get it up to Plainville Talks and
Yeah.
all the different Plainville spots. I mean,
Yeah.
so we can make sure that everybody knows it's there.
Making a note.
Now we have 3 or 4 competing Plainville sites.
Yeah, we can talk. I don't
You
wanna-
and I can talk about that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It came down to, they didn't like the fact that I didn't want any advertising on my site, so somebody else went out and.
Yeah.
and it's like,
Are we gonna run around to the different organizations, like at maybe
We can do
even
that.
the school?
Yeah, we
Schools?
send the calendars to the school. We include the school in on everything.
No, I'm talking about the site.
Yeah,
Getting the
they
site.
also have GVRL, Gale Virtual Reference Library. So between the two, the kids are going to be the ones. The students are going to be the ones that more likely than not will be dictating the content. Hey, we need
Okay.
this for curriculum support, or this for school, or like I just sent an email to Carrie about the school wanted to get as many copies of Mice and Men or something.
Yep.
I'm like, go.
The media center people or library.
They're all new this year. Erica likes that and has gotten in real tight.
All
All
new
new.
people in media center at the
Yes,
school?
4 new, 3 or 4.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, should be good. And we're gonna also start, well, these days you have to register your kid every year for school. You have to re-register. Most of it is online. And we just today stumbled on a site in Middletown. When you register for school in Middletown, one of the little questions is, does your child have a Russell library card? It's a vital component to your child's education and blah, 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 blah. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah,
We're
That's a
hopping
good
on that
idea.
like crazy.
It's a
Yeah.
reminder.
yeah,
that's
that's a good idea.
The conference room, auditorium, crazy usage. It's crazy to me. I've never seen a library this busy. Maybe Hartford Public, but that's a totally different ball of wax. The space reclamation up in reference is almost complete. The North Haven Public Library is going to take one of those reference shelving units, the 18 feet of it, and I'll probably wind up muscling some things around and storing the other one for as long as I
Well,
can.
that's good, at least somebody.
The Friends generously agreed to purchase the other day, a new display case, so we'll have a little bit more display for art and for community type projects. It was huge to me.
The storage, the shelving systems, are you just sending them off to North Haven? Are they buying them? What are they doing?
They're agreeing to take them away.
Okay.
for-
The reason I
I
say
don't-
that is if you have a measurement or whatever it is, I know enough librarians through the school teachers and stuff that I
Right.
know through things that I do, that if they need them,
Yeah,
I can
let,
probably let them know if they're
yeah,
available.
please,
and- yeah.
please. I
Okay.
tried very hard.
Okay, we'll email back.
Yeah,
No
I
problem.
tried very hard in the library community
Yep.
to
Okay.
find a good home and then
Yeah.
find a home and
Yeah.
then take these away.
One
I love that,
of
but-
my better friends is a librarian out in Bolton, so.
This room is pretty much squared away. It's not
Yeah,
bad
I'm
at this
looking
point,
around.
but
You did
I have more to
clean it
do.
up.
I have more to do, but get used to this look in the library. Like the stuff's clean.
We'll
Like
get this fixed.
yeah, I meant to do that. I'm really sorry.
We want to fix the time. It's been
Yeah.
9:45 for a couple
I
hours.
like quarter to 10.
But
And I
that's
did
good.
put
was
in-
not interrupt-
and I,
that's-
forgive my sort of sass, but I put in a picture of the used, I spent a lot of this summer just cleaning stuff, the used little wipey. Like, I actually left that shelf dirty, but somebody cleaned it on me. So, I wanted you to see, like,
How much
this is
better it
15
was.
years of.
Yeah.
We've
wonderful.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, and everybody in town, I know they think of the library as, oh, the new library. It's 15 years old. There are windows that are rotting out of their sills.
Yeah.
The roof has problems.
Yeah.
The HVAC was never
You're
good.
gonna, you're
No,
gonna
never
go,
knows.
you're gonna go back to having Ken
Yeah.
talk about.
That's right. We're gonna go
Capital
back to that fund
improvements.
balance you've got laying around over there.
The adult programming, how's that working out?
It's
So,
yeah, honestly, it's like slow. I wish that I had friends attendance at all my adult programs, and I think I'm starting the crossover, but it's like any library, it's kind of a tough nut to crack.
I see you had a big attendance at that coloring thing.
Oh, I love
Coloring
it.
is still
Coloring.
okay. You know, the last one, I think it was 20 people, it was this month. So,
Okay.
maybe for the month we'll get 40 tonight.
But that's for
But-
the, how, are these older people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The senior center has it too. so-
Yes.
For
Yeah, they
them,
might be competing with them.
right. And the thing is, I keep asking, okay, what's next? What do you want to do next? Do you want to do a paint night? Do you want to do, what do you want to do? You know, because that's what I want to do. I want to
Mhm.
get people here. Put the butts in the seats, so to speak, and tell a friend, you know, bring somebody. I basically would love it if this place was the senior center at night, because that place is buzzing all day. It's crazy. I
They
want to
can't
do
get
more
out
than
of-
that.
You can't get out at night because they can't drive, it's
Right.
dark.
They can't see.
So
They
maybe
can't.
Plus the
some
road
way
fence,
we should
that's-
go over there.
We collaborate,
Yeah,
but
Not at
it's
night.
pretty
she's
built to
doing-
help.
she's doing
you know?
it at night.
yeah.
I put in notes about the reference collection, and I just wanted to say that I took that very seriously, and I'm a dyed-in-the-wool librarian. I even have a card in there somewhere that says I am an actual librarian. So it hurt me to let go of some of those sources, and some of them I just couldn't do it. They're sitting over there. I'm going to find them good homes.
Why do you have to let him go?
Nobody's
Storage
gonna
space?
use them. It's all about
Pardon
use.
me?
It's all about use. Nobody's going to use them. Nobody has used them.
But let me ask you this, nobody's used them, but is it necessary to get them off the shelves now?
Kind of.
You've got to put something in its place?
Well, we need space. People are desperate in this library for small collaborative grouping type areas. So 3 to 4 people come together. They can't be in a quiet space because they have to work. It could be students, it could be a bunch of nurses, it could be a bunch of people that just do whatever. Or it could be somebody who really wanted a small conference room but couldn't get it and they only have 5 people and hey, we'll go to the library anyway. But all our rooms are booked out. So let's meet over here in this place. It's kind of quiet.
So you want to make this into a bunch of small collaborative rooms?
Well, it won't really be too terribly small. It'll be like little areas, discrete little areas. But the thing is, I want to be able to have it mobile. So not a huge, heavy table like this that we have trouble moving around. Something that we can throw together in a flash. Say somebody wants to do an art exhibition on the spur of the moment or with 2 weeks' notice or something like that. We don't have to tear down an entire thing of the library. We can do it in there quick. Up and down very, very quickly. And people are also desperate for one-on-one instruction from Tim, Carrie, our more technical librarians. So it'll be a space that's away from the reference desk where there's some privacy and some ability to sort of get up each other's noses on behalf of the patron and the librarian. Because oftentimes Tim or me or Carrie is trying to show somebody how to do something and running the desk at the same
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound thrilling, but on any given Thursday night, that phone will ring 20 times. If you were home,
So are you saying if you get these books off the wall, you'll open up more space?
well, not these ones. I'm not getting rid of these. It's actually those 2 shelves right over there. They're just classic, beautiful, wonderful books that I'm just like, oh, there's got to be.
Okay.
I think Ken needs another bookcase.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you.
I know
is-
you're a book lover too.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you think they're classic, beautiful, well, a painting is classic, beautiful. And if you think that these things can be used as sort of, well, this is what it looked like years ago, keep it there. I mean, if it's not taking up the kind of space that you need, why get rid of it?
Right, I'm not going to just throw it away to have empty shelves. So that's why it's there at the moment and I'll
Yeah.
throw
But I
it.
mean,
Work it along.
if you're gonna keep these shelves here,
I hope to, at least these. These I would love to replace them with stand-up cases
Yeah.
for, you don't see a lot of them right now, but there's boxes and boxes of the minerals, the eggs, and the Native American artifacts.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't believe, I think they were bequeathed. Can't find any paperwork on them. But if I can prove that I'm a museum, I can apply for museum funding to get some cases or some display.
Talk to Frank
stuff like that.
Dagner,
Yeah,
I'll bet you
Yeah.
he knows something
he
about
probably
those.
does. Probably does. I never thought of that.
I'm thinking Governor Trumbull.
And if the
Oh,
the castle
I'm
collection
thinking-
over there, there's some really incredible things. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's amazing. Some of it is really beautiful. So I want to preserve it and keep it nice, as opposed to sitting in cardboard boxes just waiting for an accident to happen or something. So
It'd be nice
That's
to
the
have
thought of the stewardship
even cabinets that have glass front doors
Yeah,
on them,
I'm
Yeah.
just
to give
wondering
them a
if-
special.
Yes.
And I know, I
Especially
know
after
there's
this
not
visit
a
to me.
space and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, but I just wonder if there's not a space somewhere upstairs where you could quote-unquote make a classic.
well, there's the one.
Classic corner, yeah.
Yeah, there's the out of right near the quiet study room. There's that one stand-up case with the glass doors. It's nice. It lends an air. Of
If you have to buy new furniture
sophistication.
for it, I mean, that,
Yeah.
I'm not,
You know.
obviously not looking just to spend money, but if
Yeah.
you need to buy new furniture to make it, like I said, a classic corner
Yeah.
type of thing, so that, and then you could do something with the, when you put out the newsletter or whatever, saying, we reintroduced this.
Well, all right, just getting ahead on all this, is this a direction that the legacy fund could go in?
Okay.
I mean,
And
it's
thought
just a
about
thought,
it,
because the
yeah.
legacy fund is further down on the,
Well, we can raise it up later.
raise it later, but that's just, okay.
Yeah.
Just
It would
the
be
thought.
something very tangible that
Yeah.
would do.
I mean,
Everybody likes
the general
tangibility.
idea is that I agree with Kenny, you've got stuff that is classic, quote-unquote, and you don't wanna throw it out, then sitting down here in your office doesn't necessarily do a whole lot of good for it.
Right.
Well,
It
one
is
of-
true.
Getting it
One of
back
the
up.
ideas I had years ago was everybody puts bookshelves against the wall. Now, if you think about a bookshelf as maybe a wall,
Mm.
maybe you could get something that's movable, put some books in it, and here's, we've got,
Separate out the room,
we
separate
got,
the
we got, a-
space.
we got a shelf here,
Yeah.
books,
Room separated.
meeting over here.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Right, that's,
and also, and yeah, and you see what I'm getting at? And not necessarily big things, because big ones are gonna be hard to move.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Small ones, you know,
mobile.
and it would, you'd
Oh,
have,
modular, like modular areas. is
yeah,
what you're
modular
saying.
areas, only it's bookshelves that are creating the wall.
And
Right.
Yeah.
then, and that way you put it out to the public that, hey, guess what, we've reintroduced the classics from old Plainville that've been here, we haven't shown you in a lot, and you might bring in some more people.
Yeah, I
Some of the
don't-
older,
I would
older
want those
folks.
under lock and key, I don't think I would want that stuff so that
Well,
people.
They
I don't-
used
I
to
Oh
don't-
be
Christ,
I don't know
who's,
what
who's gonna run
Oh,
out
well,
of
that's
the
true.
goddamn?
Well, not necessarily
Half
that
Be
stuff,
amazed.
not necessarily those, but
I don't
the
know what
castle
we're-
stuff.
what we're-
Oh,
sitting on,
give me
so
a break,
I don't
Mrs.
think-
Hummel's not gonna come out of the grave.
I don't think she was
Who
ever buried.
knows?
That's right.
You never know. Okay?
So, and to get to back to Ken's point, mobile is part of our desire. We haven't found the exact right thing, but what we're trying to do is get some A-frame, decent-looking A-frame shelving or mobile shelving. It's sort of like a couple of book carts long
Yeah.
that we can push around. These are display units. These are block-off type. This is a little
Yeah.
area unit. This is we're having a program about yoga, and we put all the yoga books on them, stuff like that, that we just can whiz around with. And it's not something, even though the friends, when they purchased the display case, that will be on wheels, it'll lock, but that's still something we can push around, you know, we can kind of change the look of things.
Just a stupid
Nice.
question. The shelving that you have, that you were trying to move
Yeah.
on to other folks, any possible way to put wheels on those? That it would work?
You don't
Probably
think so.
not.
Probably
I-
not.
Just,
no.
I'm
You'd
just,
have to buy it with the,
I'm just asking.
You don't want anything too tall, because they're gonna start.
Right, right.
There's a,
And you don't want anything too.
I've never seen a retrofit thing like that. There's all these issues with stability.
Mhm.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
even,
well, that's what I said,
Yeah.
is it at all possible, that's all, okay.
I'll
That's
bet
fine.
I'll bet you can find something like that.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
You know, they got all these modular systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a Yankee more even than any of you, so I want to make sure I'm spending the money correctly, which is why I printed out like ridiculous pictures of jams and jellies on every picture I could
Sorry.
possibly get on that thing. It's funny. I asked like, wait, do
Did
you
you
have
see
any?
this? This is one of the pictures, well, that's kind of one of the
units.
units.
Children's
Units?
Unix, yeah.
Units,
That's not a unit.
okay.
Children's programming was really incredible. I mean, just the variety, the depth, and the breadth. They touched so many lives, and they have a lot of beautiful, wumphy letters and emails and quotes and stuff like that. That's great. I'm also trying to gather together as many numbers as I can. My plan is to go to the town council and ask for a person, a position, part-time, something, so that Children's has the help that they need to do the type of programming that Plainville deserves in the way that they can have it. We can do this even better. We have a great model now. What we really need is not more people on outreach. We need more people within the library manning the desk while these really skilled librarians and staff go out into the community and do stuff and get kids engaged and get them excited about reading. That's the sole reason I put in, I think it's page 9 in your packet, the big blue and green
It's a graph.
jump in first quarter, July, August, and a little part of September.
Well,
Now, you got to remember, too, it's not really, there's no graph that I could find that did this well. It's not really an apex here. It's all this stuff that's right in here. It's all that activity. It's not
How
like,
much money are you gonna need for that?
I think it's 12,500. I think that's 20 hours a week at the current rate, which I don't remember what it is. It was like step 1 of 4 steps. I know.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm thinking of is, you wanna go to the town council. What about some businesses? What about some foundations?
Now, I know. Usually
Grants.
foundations and grants are time limited. And the idea is you do that work and then prove to the town that this is needed and worthy. And I can certainly do that. If they just give me the nod, that would be the easiest possible
Right. The
scenario.
hardest
It's
part about
permanent.
going to the foundations, or if you come up with a Rotary Club or so on, it's a one-time thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
They
if
don't
you
want to fund
if you want
continuing
this to
stuff.
be the Rotary Club is always happy for the right thing, to say, "Here, there you go.
Right.
You-
One-shot deal.
Whatever that check's gonna be, but it's this year. Now you have to look
Yeah.
at where you're doing
Yeah.
Right.
next year.
Now,
So,
I do have thoughts, and they're commercial, and thus Libraryland shies away from this sort of thing. I'm not averse to doing anything to raise money to make the operating expenses of this library reduced so that across the street gives me more support or levels the support, and I can spend more on people or books or whatever it is the community wants, display racks, whatever. It could be selling tchotchkes. We're not going to make very much. It could be name a day. I'm Mizzy Construction, and I want to name Saturday, December 3rd as Mizzy Construction Day here at the library. $100 or $200 or whatever it is. Like, I almost feel sometimes like I'm a minor league baseball team. Like, I'm going to put your logo next to mine on a T-shirt and shoot it out into the crowd. But some of the stuff sounds so cheesy. But then I'm like, you know what? That might be
but the-
$2,000 a year.
you know what, but the buy-in from the local businesses and getting the support would be a one way to go. But that's part of that would be getting them, the town across the street, to buy in to paying for a employee of one form or the other
Right.
to do that.
Right. If
You
you
know?
give me $12,500 for that, then I can raise $10,000 for
Or
operating
more.
expenses
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
you know, if that's what their job per se is, other than helping out around
So-
here, is to go out and contact the business, and say, listen, we'd really love your support for the local children.
Right.
Or reverse it. We got the support from the businesses to give us X
Right.
amount of dollars. We need this, or let's say for the sake of argument, we get the money to pay for the person to work from the businesses, and then we prime the pump, and then next year we say to the town, look what we did.
Yeah. We have to work
Right.
both
We-
ways.
no.
I think it'd be easier, unfortunately, I'm not sure it'd be easy, but I think it'd be easier to be able to go to the town first and get that employee in place to be able to go and raise those dollars.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, But I think it's gotta be asked.
You can ask, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think
I don't disagree with you.
I think
but
people are
that's-
gonna be watching their pennies. You can ask, but I think
Yeah.
you're better off looking at,
Yeah.
getting, priming the pump and then telling the town. And if you get the people in here who say, this is a great thing,
Right.
then they're gonna be knocking on, hopefully they'll knock on the doors of the town council and say, this is a great thing, guys. Because it's not just for the library, it's for the kids.
Exactly,
Right.
it's for the
Yes,
future,
for the town.
you know?
You always beat up on the politicians by using the children.
Of course you do.
They expect it. So playing all of those, burning those candles at every end that I possibly can,
Yep.
while still trying to remain a little bit tasteful, is one of my goals. I'm prepping for November. But that's,
Speaking of programs, that was a very hot Sunday that you were going to have that run.
oh, that was wicked. I learned we raised, $620,
Oh.
something like that. Not bad. It was me. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, I knew, I'll try to recap it very quickly for you because it's incredibly dull. I'm an endurance athlete and I know a lot of people in that community. There's a society in Connecticut, there's about 1,500 people in it. It's called DebitCon, Do Every Blessed Town in Connecticut, and they want to run one race in every single town, so it's 169 towns. They're called 169ers. Plainville is what you call it only has one race, it's the Pettit race.
Yep.
It's a elusive, they call it. Thank God I remembered the name. They call it an elusive town because there's only one race. So because I added the race, lots of people came to it. Lots of the 169ers came to that race.
Cool.
Because the Pettit race is on the same day as a lot of other elusive races. So that was my strategy, and I figured I'd get some money, but I didn't really expect $620. So it was pretty good for me.
In that heat?
It was
I
wicked.
know it.
So
I
most
was
people,
only- I was
most
there
people
to
came
check it
between
out,
7
but
and
it
10
was-
a.m. And then I was just baking
Oh,
in the
my
sun, and then
God.
we had a few people after the fact. But not bad. Next year, I've learned for next year, and I'll just limit the time and do a couple more restrictions, and hopefully it can do anything. And next year, maybe we can throw it into legacy fund or whatever whatever the board chooses. This year, I blew it all on tchotchkes, so it's not really spent yet, but.
T-shirts?
Yeah, well, pens and I just bought a bunch of pencil erasers for kids and stuff not erasers, pencil sharpeners.
Oh.
They're gonna love it, with the library logo on there. It's a piece of plastic. The parents are gonna be like, "What is that?"
Okay.
Made a technology plan. If you read this, you get a lot of extra credit. I did not expect anybody to read that. Basically, it just sort of sets out within the next 3 years what I hope to do. Replace all the computers every 3 years or so. Get all the monitors ergonomically correct and not 12 inches across, 12 inches in diameter, or 12 inch diagonal. Get rid of all the inkjets and get us onto laser printers, things of this nature. We need more network drops. We need more better Wi-Fi. Our Wi-Fi stinks. So it's in the works. It's planning. We're working with Board of Ed.
Can't be worse than mine.
It is wicked. We will be getting some from the street as that project comes up as well. But some of these are really, truly, some of the equipment is from East German surplus. I mean, it's at this point, bottom of the barrel. This is from 2008. I'm surprised it still works, but it does. And I'm going to use it until it dies, and then we're going to do something else. It's all, like I said, I'm a Yankee. I'm not going to waste any money. We got some very good press. There's a huge packet here. You flip through it, I have a pretty robust strategy. It's all the local papers, Hartford Courant Online, events online, through the current WJMJ, blah blah blah, Facebook, all of our other stuff. But from time to time, we get a really nice article like this about the STEM program in the Bristol Press. He just
Yes.
came and did a really nice job. It took him 15 minutes. This was so funny. He called me. He goes, "Well, how much is the project?" And then they selected this picture from whatever files they had, but it was about the library carpet replacement. I sent the press release because I'm like, well, I owe it to the community to let them know that blah, 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 blah. And he actually called me to say, well, okay, tell me the details.
Slow down.
Slow news day. That's what I said to him.
Jeez, I know.
My editors want this. We
Okay.
did start fax service. This just shows we had 20 faxes in the first month we came up in August. Buck a page, maybe $100. I mean, it's just a little cost offset, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it might pay for paper or something.
Mm.
I
I
saw
hope
the,
everybody saw this, but
I
that is
saw
an
the
incredible.
Stanley article in the New Britain Herald where Tim's name was mentioned.
Oh, wasn't that great?
And I thought it was
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, he's gotten so many kudos. I put them all in his personal file. And then these, I think everybody's seen them at this point, but those are the alpha pictures. You put the furniture with.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
waiting-
only
I'm waiting-
pictures that they
I'm
have
waiting
to
for
share
the
with
gems
us.
to show
I
up.
know.
Those are the, you know, I
Looks
asked
like
for
Polish
more.
pottery on those things.
Yeah, I asked for more detail, that's all I have. So,
Okay.
that's all I have for the report.
Okay.
I'm glad to entertain questions now or any other time.
All right, so let's go down, what have we talked about that's on the library report? The reference update, have we talked about
Yep.
the reference update?
Yep.
Statistical usage we've done, the summer lunch program,
Yep,
the
650.
website update,
Yep.
past and up and coming programs.
Yeah, the programs, we've got some decent stuff ahead of us in September. There's health and wellness at the end of the month. Champagne Fitness is coming in. She'll do sort of a show and tell about eat this, don't eat that. If you have 10 minutes, do these exercises. You don't need any special equipment. You know, live healthy. I'm all about living healthy.
When I was upstairs just now, taking out a book, one of your students from Plainville High, they were telling us, and we were all amazed, but every other Wednesday is going to be like half day at the high school.
Oh,
That's what they told my son
Really?
to start
Maybe
with.
something
Now,
like
he's
that
had
can
2
do
weeks, he's
something.
not gotten a half day, but that's.
But I'm just saying that might be something he may want to plan to do at the library when he gets those dates.
Every other Wednesday's a half day.
Yeah.
Something like that, that's what.
Yeah,
and
well,
Tim-
that's what, he
Tim
was told that the first
we
week, he
just heard
says,
it.
every Wednesday for the next month and a half, he said, whatever, we're gonna have a half day, and he got to school on Wednesday, he said, they lied. So
lied.
so he ended up with a
Why?
full
What's
day,
the
so
point?
I
Yeah,
have no
why?
idea.
We
He
were
had a
gonna
full,
ask him
he had a
too, he
full,
wasn't
he's got a
sure.
full day tomorrow, I think, as well, I don't know, but just something checking to.
I know that Bristow does it for the younger kids because the teachers get together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
West Hartford
Right.
does too.
Right,
Nephew
right.
is, yeah.
The teachers get together.
yeah, they can take an hour off or something, and
Yeah.
they're able to go over programs and all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I don't know about this
It's
first
not the
end
same
of it.
school you went to years ago.
No,
No,
Or
it's
it's a
not.
whole different world.
It's
It
a different
really
world.
is.
Really
They
is.
can't read, they can't write a goddamn sentence. They don't know where a period goes, they don't know where the.
No.
You know,
Or
what's, I mean, even a few years ago.
Where's Miss Pryor?
My daughter didn't go to the high school, and one day, one of her friends asked her to come to the high school. And she was just talking about it this past weekend, she says, I wouldn't have lasted 3 days in that school. She says, there's somebody in the back of the room playing a guitar, there's kids walking all around the place. She says, they were in their chairs, they were listening, I mean, and,
Yep.
you know, there were like
It's a different
20
world.
kids.
Yeah.
And
It's
she's,
totally different, you have to accept it. The
No,
only
you
thing
don't
that
have to.
Yes, you do, because
No, you really don't. but
yes, you do. It's a whole different world. The whole internet has changed everything.
Oh, give me a
Literally.
break.
The only thing that concerns me, and the biggest concern should be for parents and all of us, is they get their information. They don't know the difference between a liar or the truth.
Yeah.
We
No,
at
it's
least
on the
know
internet,
that.
it's gotta be true.
This
That's
is
right, that's right.
Well, that's the problem.
That's it.
This is
Yeah.
the first ninth grade class that was not born at all during 9/11.
Yep.
This is the first one to enter ninth
Yeah.
grade. So everything they hear hopefully will be taught right, but we're not even sure about that.
Mm.
They just get it on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's,
Getting back on track.
so anyway, yeah, the point I'm gonna make is Wednesday, we might be able to do
Right.
something.
I
Friends-
check in with the, with Board of Ed or.
Yeah.
Mr.
Find out.
Mr.
Yeah.
LePage would.
You
know.
would know.
Yeah, he's,
Do you have friends?
Thank
Thank you for
library
backing me up.
activities?
they took a break over the summer. The big book
Yeah.
sale is coming up this
Yeah.
Friday and
Oh, I've got
Saturday.
books.
This Friday and Saturday?
Friday 6 to 8,
I'll take them
$3.
until Friday.
Saturday 10 to 3 for free. Last hour you can fill up a book bag, but $3. $2.
I know where my son's gonna be.
The Friends book discussion on the 6th, I think, were you there? I think they had, I want to say they had 18 people.
It's
Wow.
usually pretty popular.
Not that popular. That's like,
No, I know, that's a lot of people though.
was
Well, they
probably the title.
discussed-
It was Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. So, really
Maybe,
popular
maybe new
title.
people are joining.
It wasn't like Raisin in the Sun or anything classic. The usual book discussions, the Friends matinee is Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, Bigger, Fatter, Greeker. And some health programs that, you know, are free to book, and I'm trying to just get and keep the ball rolling. Weight loss and exercise, a blood pressure check, and the Alzheimer's and dementia program, which only got a handful, but he was okay with
They forgot to come.
that. You're terrible.
I'm gonna have Doug, stop down. Doug's the member of our church who runs the health ministry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him stop down and talk to you a little bit. Maybe you can work
Yeah.
together, and I think that's, if you, once a month, once we get now into September and such, we do once a month the health ministry where we have someone from the outside, whether it be a nurse or a doctor
Yeah.
or something, comes in and talks about different stuff. You know, we've
Um,
seen, it's grown over the last year.
I would love to do an
We're
alliance
into our-
like that.
We're into our second year at this point.
That's what this little process is all about.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Okay,
wonderful.
under old business, the legacy fund.
I don't have any particular, I don't think there's anything particular to do. It was on the last one. We didn't resolve
Right.
anything. If anybody had any thoughts, we could discuss it.
We were supposed to think about it, I'm sure
Think
everybody
about-
thought about it
Yeah,
all
we thought
summer.
about all summer long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you thought
I
about.
believe it was
yeah.
think about how high you want that threshold to be before you start.
Taking the money out,
Taking
right.
the interest
Yeah.
out again, and what
Yeah.
that interest will be for.
We were surprised.
If you don't have any ideas, my recommendation would
Personally,
let
I'd
it sit.
rather leave it there and not touch it until such time we have a need for it. I think the.
Yes, but what's the
Well,
minimum amount of money we
I
would
don't,
even
I don't know the answer to that question.
You know, that's,
I don't.
so-
I think that if we have a need for it, I'll get back to what you said, could we use that money for that? I think if we decide next meeting that we wanna go there, then we talk about what we take out, what's there, and what we take out for it.
Okay.
What has it grown to right now?
pardon me?
How big is it?
I think the last time we met was in the 32,000 range, and now it's in the 34,148.
growing.
That's more than I thought, that's good.
Yeah,
So
me too.
the
I was thinking 15, but
the Gene Kong donations will go in there.
Yep.
$1,600-ish, $1,610,
That makes
something
about
like that.
close to 5,000.
So-
Yes, and the dividends will go back in too.
Yep.
So
That was
that'll
nice.
start with
How many people donated? Must have been,
maybe about 18
that's all.
Really?
in there somewhere.
And the
Uh,
Friends of course gave us a big check to launch it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
That
found that
helped,
in some old notes I was going through. I
Right,
didn't
what
realize.
was it, 10,000, do you
10,000,
remember?
yeah.
Yeah, so that gave us a big
Hey, I
launching
need
party.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the carpeting.
It's done, it looks
did you
great.
do- Yeah,
Yeah,
it's done, it looks good.
The
It's-
books are all in there for the sale, but it really looks nice. There was one section in the very middle, it's just part of the weave. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's just part of the weave. It looked like an S or a squiggle if somebody took a Sharpie. Just a puzzling thing, but I had them take out and did it and put one back, so it's good.
Well, if you noticed it, you knew someone in the public was
Yes.
gonna
Yeah.
use it, so, you know.
So the next step
It's
is to get
like-
back in touch with, I gotta look up her name. She owns a paint store in town and offered to paint the walls.
Oh, cool.
Great, to paint the floor, paint the room.
It's nice.
I'm not picking colors. I got enough of that going on. Okay, under new business,
Neutral.
technology plan, absolutely,
Neutral.
16
Yeah,
terms.
neutral. The technology plan is 9 pages of boring. I understand that. I ask for your approval. I understand that you probably didn't read it and have no interest in it. I promise that there's nothing in there that is gonna shock you. It's just maintenance, upgrades, repairs, things of that
I'll
nature.
make a motion to accept it.
Where was the part we were gonna discuss where we were gonna keep the internet free and open, and you said
It
you
just
made,
died.
huh?
It was tabled and we missed the deadline and,
So it's over with?
yep,
Okay, so it has nothing to do with this?
correct.
Okay.
We could have used a technology plan to get in on that. The CEN is charging us now, we're going to be paying $1,800 a year for internet access.
For free, isn't that amazing?
No, it's,
No, but you know what
No,
I'm saying?
not
the
free to us,
internet-
it's free to the
Yes.
general public.
Yeah.
yes.
That's not bad.
Or we can
No.
just charge them as they come in the
Or
door.
will we be able to get the internet all over the building?
Well, it depends on the Wi-Fi, which we are upgrading.
Yeah.
It should be within the next 30 to 60 days. We just
Isn't the
ordered some
town
very
working on
fancy
a
schmancy.
town-wide Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it'll go on the street, so we'll probably get some benefit from that,
Okay.
but
But
just the
won't you-
walls in the middle.
Won't
so-
you need some, what do they call them, extenders?
Well, these will be pretty powerful nodes. They'll sit in the ceiling, so they're going to
Which
install.
ceiling?
One
Not
in-
this ceiling, but up there, right?
2 upstairs and 1 in the children's department.
Okay.
But you'll be able to get it in here.
We have to see how
You
powerful
have
they
to
are, and then
see.
we'll have to go from
Well,
there.
couldn't you get some of the extenders to have them work in here too?
Yes and no. The Board of Ed tech guys really know their stuff, and the extenders, well, the Comcast connection that we had was just really awful. So the good thing about these Meraki's, they will tap right into the CEN, so the speed will be much better. And the technology has come a long way. Like, if I'm sitting here and the node is right there, if I move, it's called stickiness. If I move to another part of the library, it's going to try to still connect to that. So these Meraki's, the good thing about them is they'll automatically transfer to the next most powerful node. It's pretty miraculous. And they are also looking into...
Kind of like your phone signal, which you jump from.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so.
What I'm getting at is that will the entire library be able to hook up to the Wi-Fi?
Well, that's the goal, yeah.
Okay.
We're
So-
hoping to not have any dead spots.
Yeah, because I know right now there is a,
Mm.
yeah, there is a dead side.
I can't stand it. It
Yeah.
drives me out of my mind.
Especially if you want to use this
The
as a
first
meeting
day I got
place.
here, I'm like, okay,
Why
it's
like-
been, what, 10 months, and it just kills me a little bit every
Right.
day. So, it's a basic service that we need to be offering.
Yeah.
Have you thought about getting an Apple TV? Why not?
A what?
Why would
An Apple
Apple
TV?
TV, just to have something?
No, I've used them.
Like to circulate or just for the
No,
library?
no, I mean, no. No, I've used them in wireless presentations.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not at this point. We'll get, it's like cart before the horse, I guess. It would be like, I have a Dodge chassis and a Lamborghini engine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll kind of get there when we get there.
Okay, we've done furniture requests, or do you want to go further on the furniture request?
So there are,
Those 3, the
yes, there's
tchotchke pages, yes?
there's the tchotchke pages, which I regret that that's all the information that I have.
Do you have numbers or anything yet? Or,
Yeah, they're not in there?
I didn't look. I had to look at all the tchotchkes. Look at the minutia instead of the whole picture.
I thought I put prices right on them.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Not this one.
No, there's no price on that one?
Well,
Okay.
I have some. Oh, no, this is the PR.
Yeah,
The
that's
jams
what
are
I was
9.99 a piece.
I swear I put them in
The
there.
t-shirts are 14.99.
Oh, I want a vase with Oregon on it. That's,
Oh,
Here's the-
that's 19.99.
oh, there it is. We didn't see those. Okay.
So, $1,220 plus $500 in shipping. I know.
Jeez. Okay, you give me $450, I'll go pick it up.
This, 2 of these, the total would be $670. This would replace, they're on wheels, one very old, weird, faulty, and sharp. It actually cuts kids when they reach for books.
Seen it.
Nice.
The old red thing.
Yeah.
Glad to see we're doing stuff with
This is a little comfy sofa. It's kid-sized. They don't have any kid-sized furniture in that section of the building, which I didn't even, I feel bad, feel guilty that I didn't notice. But she had to tell me, we don't have any kid furniture. So that would be $350, and they're hoping
Is
for
that
the blue
child-proof
It's like a,
upholstery?
Umbrella.
Sunbrella.
that is,
Like a
I checked into Sunbrella.
it's washable. It's more like a mesh with like a, almost like a
plastic
foamy.
mesh kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't allow that much in the way of juices or anything else in the.
Well,
down here.
still, you don't need juices.
Oh, I get the
Kids
look, I
can-
get the look on
One
my
accident
face
is
that.
all it takes.
Yeah.
Or one pen, turn the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then this is $225. This would be a chair for the work table that was just completed apparently today. That goes in the children's back room.
Okay.
So these are the requests that I have outstanding at this time.
But just that one piece was $500 shipping?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
They
the
all
thing.
come, they all come from the same place, or they?
This is a Demco. It's brokered by Demco. It's manufactured elsewhere. I think it's in
Okay.
Michigan somewhere. We looked and looked. We kind of settled on this. Anything we get would probably be a lot of shipping. Maybe the guy who did the
I'm just wondering if we couldn't find a local guy
Local
here
guy
that
cheaper.
would be able to.
That was
I
the
mean,
problem.
there's plenty of good craftsmen.
Yeah.
Local area
See,
now.
that was the problem we had with bulletin boards, and finally, some vendor had a sale with shipping, because the shipping was more than the bulletin board.
Yeah.
So finally, we got a good deal, and we're like, okay, pull the trigger quickly. So I'm not averse to keeping looking. You know, I want to get the right product, and I want to get something that we're comfortable with. Not, I don't want to drain. You know, it's not my intention to drain the furniture fund needlessly or anything like that. If this was, you don't like it, send it back immediately for free, I'd say I'd have a different story. But we would be responsible for the shipping back. So.
Well, if you know any local
I'm just trying
wood
to think.
crafters, actually make copies of that and show them, you know, and
Can you email it to me?
Yeah, sure. It's actually in, I know it's in your packet.
It might be. I already told you I didn't read it.
Yes.
Is that something that the Plainville High School?
I'm not sure I want to go to the high school with that, and for this purpose, I'd rather go find a local
even if you
craftsman.
paid $1,000 for them to do it, you're still saving $500.
Right, well, that's something,
Yeah.
There's someone I.
Even if you paid
there's somebody,
$1,200 for them to do it.
Paul D'Amboise, I think, he was a Finnish carpenter. He did all the Finnish type work, and mostly when the buildings, when
Right.
people were actually building houses. He might know, or he would actually, he might be able to do it, or he might know somebody, but there's a number of them.
You know Dave Nazareth?
I know of him, I don't know him.
He's now retired, he's head of the, I think he's in the Wrinkle City, over, you know, with the Old People's Board, but he's a fantastic carpenter.
Well, if you want to reach out to him, find
I
out
will.
whether he can do that. I mean, yeah, I would much rather, and this goes back to, I'd much rather pay somebody in town to do it
Right.
than pay a national company
Yeah.
Yeah.
to charge us more money.
The other thing, I say, even E.C. Goodwin.
I was thinking that too, but that's not in town, he might want
Yeah, I
something.
mean,
Well, no,
well,
I
first
mean,
choice
but
is
I
the
was
town.
thinking,
I'm
Yeah.
more thinking local,
Sarah
but
has been
you know,
there forever,
in town,
graduated from
I'm
there,
just
and
not sure whether we want to.
He would love a project like that.
Whether we want
Yeah.
to go to a group that's inexperienced to be able to do that for what we're looking for. I don't know whether they could handle that.
Oh, I think they could
No.
handle it.
Oh, he could.
Oh, they
because
could handle that.
They're
I-
both
The
master
school?
carpenters.
Yeah, they-
The
oh,
teachers
yeah.
are.
Oh,
I'll
Teachers
give Dave a call, have him contact you.
you can know anybody at E.C. Goodwin? I
Dave
mean,
No, he's
Nazareth,
gonna try him first,
Yeah.
if not, then we'll call it anyway.
M-A-Z-E-R-U-K,
Never
Nazareth.
hurts to get more than one quote on it.
Okay, may I have
I don't wanna get too excited about the kids
Motion.
Oh, no, no,
and the
that's-
master teacher.
are we finished? Could I have a
I'm
motion for?
finished. I make a motion that we go home.
Wow,
That, I think he means adjournment, okay?
I will second
Uh,
that.
Wait,
Am I allowed
can
to
you
wait?
vote on these?
Oh, we're well, what are we voting
Well-
on? We're gonna look for carpenters.
Yeah, but the other
Yeah,
stuff.
but this.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Browsing bins, $670.
we can't get that done too?
Replace
Dude,
Why can't we get that done too?
if
Why do
you-
we-
if you-
How much is that gonna cost?
$670 for two.
And how much is shipping?
on
Probably 300.
I don't know.
Why don't you find that out and send it out
Yeah.
to Kathy and,
Yeah, let
or
me
all
know.
of
That
us?
was
and-
very kinda cheap.
Cheapy.
No.
I mean, it seems like you could
This
build
is-
a nicer one.
This is what you want.
No, I know, but I'm.
But
we're
you
just
could almost
saying.
build a nicer one than that.
Well, forget about the nicer one, you want something that's gonna function.
Exactly, but that doesn't, I mean,
Without slicing up kids.
Yeah, without
that's-
slicing up kids.
I mean, that you can't do.
chair.
Right,
That
the
you
chair-
can't. The chair, you
Okay,
can't, and the
chair is-
sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chair and sofa,
I-
So
definitely.
how many sofas do you need? How many?
Is
just
this
one?
additional?
One, it's a little bench.
Is it additional? Yeah,
Is it what?
I thought everything was good in there. I've sat in those
No.
chairs.
No, this is, I just said,
They're for
kid-based.
kids.
That's a kid's.
That's the
Yeah, I
kid's
know that.
sofa.
A comfy kid sofa. We don't have any children's
I make-
furniture in the children's room.
I make a motion
There's
that
no
we go,
children's
But there's
furniture.
tables
There's
and
little
there's.
No, there's no
There's
thing,
chairs.
sofas.
I make a
All
motion.
right,
no-
I'm sorry, I've
no,
been there.
it's
I
okay.
Okay.
just-
There's
I
no
make a
children's
motion
furniture.
that we go ahead and order the sofa as needed and the chair as needed.
Do I hear a
No, what about that other wheelie
We're
thing?
gonna see if, you wanna do that one too?
Yeah,
And-
what's that
and-
wheelie?
And I
thing?
add
wheelie-
to, I
the
add to my
wheelie.
motion, let me rephrase my motion. I make a motion that the chair as needed, the children's sofa, and the 2 8-section browsing bins total of $670 there, that we go ahead and order those, and then we'll work on the other stuff.
Okay, second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
Okay, opposed?
So goddamn service here.
Okay. Okay, now we can, now we'll adjourn.
now I make a motion that we adjourn at 9:45.
9:45.
I'm
We
kidding.
started at quarter to 10.
Wait a minute.
8:10.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank